Hey everybody, hwsteele here. Today is October 21st, 2020, celebrating the 1 month anniversary of fall. Well, fall here in the Northern Hemisphere. But I wanted to look at this little thing from W.D. Gann here. It comes from the very late 1930s, and it's about the volume of sales. Okay, I'm going to read a bit from it. Volume of sales. After considering the three important factors, formations, time, and resistance levels, the fourth and next very important factor is the volume of sales at tops and bottoms. The volume of sales is the real driving power behind the market and shows whether supply or demand is increasing or decreasing. Large buying or selling orders from professional traders, the public, or any other source of supply and demand are bound to be registered on the tape and shown in the volume of sales. Therefore, a careful study of the volume of sales, let me scroll that up there, will enable you to determine very closely a change in trend, especially if you apply all of the other rules for judging position according to the formations, resistance levels, and time. Rules for determining culmination by volume of sales. At the end of any prolonged bull campaign or rapid advance in an individual stock, there is usually a large increase in the volume of sales, which marks the end of the campaign, at least temporarily. Then after a sharp decline on heavy volume of sales, when a secondary rally takes place and the volume of sales decreases, it is an indication that the stock has made final top and that the main trend will turn down. 2. If the stock holds after making a second lower top and gets dull and narrow for some time, working in a sideways movement, and then breaks out on increased volume, it is a sign of a further decline. 3. After a prolonged decline of several weeks, several months, or several years, at the time a stock is reaching bottom, the volume of trading should decrease and the range in fluctuations should narrow down. This is one of the sure signs that liquidation is running its course and that the stock is getting ready to show a change in trend. After the first sharp advance, this is number 4, after the first sharp advance, when the trend is changing from a bear market to a bull market, and it's important, after the first sharp advance, when the trend is changing from a bear market to a bull market, the stock will have a secondary reaction and make bottom just the same as it had a secondary rally after the first sharp decline. If the volume of sales decreases on the reaction and then the stock moves up, advancing on heavier volume, it will be an indication of an advance to higher levels. These rules apply to the general market, that is, to the total sales traded in on the New York Stock Exchange daily, weekly, and monthly, as well as to individual stocks. Summary. Sales increase near the top and decrease near the bottom. All in capital letters. That's pretty important right there. Except in abnormal markets like October and November 1929, when the market was moving down very fast and culminated on large volume of sales, making a sharp bottom from which a swift rebound followed. As a rule, after the first sharp rally, there is a secondary decline on decreased volume, as described above under Rule 4. And then in this particular publication of Gann's, it goes into the monthly records of volume of sales on the New York Stock Exchange, so forth and so on. But I wanted to go ahead and put this out there for everybody to read, because volume is one of the things in the whole Gann arena and the Gann world that pretty much no one really talks about. And if they do, it's very, very infrequent. And that includes myself, because frankly, it's kind of boring because everyone wants to know the time and price levels. But one of the most, probably the most important thing when looking at the market is how volume is behaving. So that's something you might want to look into. And tucked neatly in this little publication of Gann's is both the master time factor and his little buddy. So that's all I'm going to say on that. So for those of you who can find this publication of Gann's, and no, I'm not going to give a link to it, it's findable online. You're going to have to work for it if you don't already have it. You can go through it and know that once you've read the entirety of this particular publication, I forget how many pages there are, but the master time factor is within plain sight within this particular publication of Gann's. So anyway, I want to go ahead and leave it here. I've got a bunch of stuff I have to get to, so I'm just going to go ahead and end the video here, and I will talk to you in the next video. I hope everyone has a good rest of the week.